Morning. Surgery day.
Surgery day. I've probably told him 20 times this morning that I'm scared. I don't think I'm actually scared for the surgery itself. I think I'm scared for the recovery and what that looks like. And we have fussy kids. We got to drop them off. And my mom, she was going to come last night, but it was raining really bad here. So,
Not here, there.
Or there, whatever.
Between here and there.
Between here and there. Whatever. So we're on our way to Dallas. It's going to be down at the UT Southwestern area. And so, yeah. Got my cute little matching set. I was told that, I got these pajamas. I was told that I needed something that could unbutton in the front, like, so I didn't have to lift my arms up and put it, over my head. Because I guess after thyroid surgery, that's a thing. So, we will see. We're not really sure what we're walking into as far as recovery, but we'll keep you guys up to date. Oh yeah, my surgery is scheduled for 1 o'clock. We have to be there at 10:45. And it's what, a little over 2 hours away?
Yep.
Are you nervous?
Nope.
Really?
Nope. Should you tell them the verse for the day?
Oh no, tell them the verse for the day.
So this was in my Bible study this morning. I thought, oh, how fitting. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and sound judgment.
It's the perfect verse for today. Way to lead our family well, babe. Yeah, so I wasn't able to eat anything after 11 o'clock last night, and I get to have a Gatorade this morning, like a sugar-free, clear Gatorade. I can have 20 ounces. But that's all I get, and I don't actually know. Comment down below if you've had thyroid surgery. Like, were you able to eat after for a couple of days, or did you have to do like a liquid diet? Like, I know they're on your throat, so like, can you swallow? I don't know. So for those of you wondering, I guess we haven't really talked very much on here about like surgery or why I'm having it in general. It kind of came up quickly. Probably like 2 months ago, I got diagnosed with Graves' disease. That's something you have your whole life. I just didn't know it. And my thyroid numbers were like awful, and I was feeling terrible. I was so sick for hyperthyroid. So I've been on medication, beta blockers, and methimazole. I think that's how you say it, for like these last 8 weeks. But we had to get my numbers low enough to be able to have surgery, and because my antibodies were so high, like, is he choking? Kids are eating donuts in the backseat. Because my antibody levels are so high, they said like I did not have hardly any chance at all in going in remission with Graves' disease. So we decided that with our lifestyle, taking all that medication every day wasn't going to fit, and it was just the safest thing to do to take my thyroid out. So they're taking the whole thing out, and then I'll be on, I think, I don't know the name of it, but like a thyroid medication replacement, thyroid whatever. So I don't know how long I'm gonna have to be in the hospital. I think like overnight, and then it depends on like calcium levels or something like that, if I have to stay any longer than that. So my mom's gonna come out and stay with the kids. This guy's gonna stay with me. Is it sad when being alone, like, is only for surgery?
Not if you're a parent.
Not if you're a parent. Parenting life. That's what I was like, okay, it sucks to be in the hospital, but at the same time, I feel like I will recover better there, just because it'll be quiet and I can rest. And actually, like, we've been told that's like the main thing with this surgery recovery. Like, it'll hurt incisionally for a few days, but fatigue, as your body like regulates your hormones without your thyroid, is apparently like a pretty big deal for like several weeks. So, or at least like 2 weeks, they said.
Yeah.
So apparently being tired is going to be a thing. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm good at being like newborn tired, but I don't know how I'm going to feel being like fatigued enough to need help with the kids, which is what I'm told I will be by the doctor. So we shall see. Plus, I have literally the best doctor in the whole wide world. I'm so confident in her.
We're here.
It's a big hospital. I've never been inside of this before. I've just gone to the doctor's office outside in the other building.
Never been here.
But yeah, we're checking in at 10:45. It's really bright. I'm squinting. We're checking in at 10:45, so I guess no turning back now. Here we go.
Oh.
Okay, so as much as I wanted to sort of like vlog the pre-surgery and the hospital process and the staying in the hospital after, I felt so crummy. Literally, this is not to scare you. I'm just being honest. I felt so crummy, and I had really no voice for that first like 24 to 48 hours. So filming just wasn't a thing for me. I ended up going back to surgery like an hour and a half ahead of schedule. So I really didn't get to film anything in pre-op, but basically we got to the hospital, checked in at admissions. They put an IV in. Obviously I got completely undressed. I told them I had an allergy to the pre-surgical wash. So they just used baby soap. Boys, mommy's filming. Sorry, mom life. And then I went back to surgery. It lasted 3 hours. So that was the longest I've ever been boys, mommy's filming. That's the longest I've ever been under anesthesia at one fell time. So I had a harder time coming out of it. I would say post-op was harder just because of that. They gave me some Versed before I went back to the OR. They put me to sleep through my IV. Everything went great during surgery. When I woke up, I found out that they had to transplant 2 of my parathyroid glands that came out like with my thyroid. So they put them back in. And all that meant is that I needed closer monitoring with my calcium. So they did lab work several times throughout that first 24 hours and made sure that I was clear with high enough calcium to go home. We did have to supplement my calcium orally. My fingers and toes started tingling. So that was the symptoms we kind of like looked out for with that. But basically I just tried to sleep as much as possible for that first 24 hours. The ride home was rough because we live like 2.5 hours from the hospital. Hey y'all. Can't believe how swollen my face is, honestly. So I had to get up and go to the lab this morning, which turned into a whole thing. I've been here for almost an hour. Still no lab draw, but happening soon. I'm just so puffy all over. My whole body is swollen and it's just uncomfortable, but one day at a time. Okay, 2 hours later, finally done with that. Time to go home and take a nap. So the weird part about like thyroid recovery is the pain isn't like super bad. Like there's some surgical pain and it hurts, but it's nothing like a C-section or back surgery or anything like that. It's more just like feeling rotten. Like I literally feel like I have a bad case of the flu, like body aches. I just don't feel good and I'm so fatigued. But that's all to be expected. And so I'm just like trying to rest. Like that lab situation this morning like really took it out of me. So I've just been like on the couch and trying to rest, which is, you know, like hard when you got kids running around, but doing our best. Also, like my throat hurts like on the inside from being intubated. They do like a special kind of tube to like protect your vocal cords. But I will say I'm impressed with how much my voice has improved from like post-op day 1 to post-op day 3 today, because I was really thinking I'd be hoarse for a lot longer. I am still kind of, but not bad. Like I'm actually really not as hoarse as I thought. It does still kind of like hurt to talk, but I've been doing a lot of like smoothies. Brenton actually just went to get me some ice cream to like soothe my throat, because honestly I think my actual internal throat pain is bothering me more than the incision at this point. Okay, so that was kind of like a all over the place vlog about my thyroid surgery, but I just wanted to give honest, real feedback to those of you who are considering thyroid surgery or who have had it or are going to have it and want to know like what to expect. I know I watched a lot of YouTube videos beforehand trying to see. I still have my steri strips on, so I'm going to kind of round out this video and just tell you today is post-op day 8. I was a week post-op yesterday. I would say Sunday was the first day I felt like semi-normal enough to get up and move around. Yesterday I overdid it, so today I've been back on the couch most of the time. They say take about 2 weeks off of work. I work from home, so that really isn't, my friend here, that really isn't a concern for me. As a mom of 5 kids though, I like could not understand what they were talking about fatigue, and it is 10 times worse than pregnancy fatigue. I am so tired. It's almost like I have to like will myself up off the couch at night. Like last night, my husband practically had to carry me to bed because I had like overdone it throughout the day and I was so tired. So I say it a couple of times in here, but the fatigue is very strange. I also just want to reiterate, like not to scare you, but just to give you realistic expectations, which I've heard different opinions on this. I felt for the first like 5 days post-op that I had the flu. Almost like body aches, almost feverish. I didn't have a fever, but my skin kind of hurt. Like I just felt rotten. And they say that can be just from all the hormones as your body tries to like regulate removing an organ. So all in all, I'm so happy that thyroid surgery is over. I'm happy that I did it. I really didn't have too much choice in the matter, being that I was uncontrolled hyperthyroid with severe Graves' disease. My phone ran out of storage. Surprise, surprise. That's another thing I should mention, the brain fog. I almost felt like I couldn't form words for the first few days. My surgery was 3 hours under anesthesia, so it was pretty long. And that felt different to me than any other surgery I've had, which was like an hour and a half under anesthesia max. So I feel like the longer time being under anesthesia and actually like removing an organ with hormones made a difference. But yeah, all in all, I had the most amazing surgeon. Recovery wasn't terribly painful. I just don't feel like myself. I'm very bloated. I'm like 12 pounds up from my surgery day pre-weigh-in. I haven't really mobilized fluid that well because I've been resting a lot. Haven't been drinking enough water because my throat's been hurting. So kind of just overall not feeling my best, but I'm really glad surgery is behind me. I'm so glad I did it. It wasn't nearly as scary as I thought. I think my main thing would just be like the fatigue is real and you're gonna have to give yourself grace. And if you're a mom of children, have help with the kids. I just like hit this point at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon where I like literally physically cannot keep my eyes open, and you're definitely gonna need help. So I would just say you're strong, you're brave, you can do it, but it's going to require a lot of grace mentally for yourself. So thanks for watching, and we appreciate you. If you have any questions, comment down below. Of course, it's not medical advice, just my own experience, but we appreciate you hanging on this long if you have.